Apostle John, we ought to know these things. So we know that no one who is born of God sins. We know that. Boy, I know how to quiet an audience, don't I? We know that no one who is born of God sins. Well, of course, as you look into the rest of the book, you understand what he's trying to tell us. We do not live in sin. We do not, I could say prefer it, but that seems too weak. We don't habitually live in sin. And in 1 John, again, this book, chapter 3 and verse 9, no one who is born of God practices sin. That's what it says there. And so that's the idea. We don't sin. If we find out we do sin, are sinning, we get out of it. We get away from it. Now, just before this here in chapter 5, like verse 16, if anyone sees his brother committing a sin not leading to death. All right, there's that. And then he says it again, all unrighteousness is sin. This is verse 17. And there is a sin not leading to death. But in the in-between time, he says there is a sin leading to death. So, and we covered that last time. So this idea of we don't sin, well, we don't practice sin. We don't mean to. Sometimes it's unbeknownst to us. There are sins that we do that when we find out about them, and this was Galatians 6:1, you who are spiritual, when you see somebody sinning a sin, well, talk to them. Get them out of it. And now when you get a sin, as we already talked about some, when you sin and then it's brought to your attention, and I don't care, I'm going to do it anyway. Well, boy, be careful there. I'm glad that God is a God full of grace and mercy and all of that, but God also says don't push me too far. That's scriptural. So here we know that no one who is born of God sins. This isn't our lifestyle. It isn't the way we live. But he, this is Christ, he who was born of God keeps him, this Christian that's born of God. He who is born of God keeps him, the Christian, and the evil one does not touch him. Cannot lay hands on him, cannot touch him, cannot own him. How do I know that? In 1 John chapter 4, verse 4. You are from God, little children, and have overcome them. Because, here it is, greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. So he can't own you. He does not own you. You have turned your life over to your Creator, to your Savior, the one who owns you. He's the one who has touched your life and continues to. So here in this, we know that no one who is born of God sins. That's not his lifestyle. But he who was born of God, Christ, keeps him, the Christian, and the evil one does not touch him, the Christian.